Hello, and welcome to CIST 1220, spring of 2022. I want to go over a couple of things with y'all in this overview session about how we're going to operate this class. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about me, why I'm the one teaching the class, some about the syllabus, um, a little bit about Blackboard, which we'll be using, and then a couple other things at the end to wrap it all up. So the first thing is, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Dwight Watt. I'm Dr. Dwight Watt, and I'm the one teaching this class, which is about SQL. Um, the core, my background is that in college I earned a BA in political science. I had a MBA, which is in business administration. That's a master's of business administration. The BA is a Bachelor of Arts. Both of those came from Winthrop University in South Carolina. And in the midst of doing that I took a lot of computer courses and took more computer courses than the computer majors did. Most of those courses don't have a whole lot of meaning directly to us today, but they do indirectly. Those were programming courses. The assembler course actually fit things all nicely together for me, but I will reference back to them occasionally, but that's not the end of my education. I went on and got a Doctor of Education, an EDD degree from the University of Georgia, which is in education administration, and have completed that one also. Since then, I have taught at several different schools, and from some other technical colleges in the state of Georgia to Brunswick Junior College. I've also taught part-time for Southern Wesleyan University in South Carolina and Pierce College in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and also I taught for about a year for York Technical College in South Carolina also. In addition to that, I have done actual work in computers besides teaching about them. For the 15 years I was at Swainsboro Tech as a full-time instructor, I also computerized that whole school. It's now Southeastern Tech. It's one of their campuses. From 1981 to 1996. I wrote a massive student records program for them. It was around 300,000 lines long, almost all of it written in COBOL. There was a couple of little things we did in RPG. My students assisted it with me at different times as their project for their final bit of finishing, but almost all of it was written by me, and I actually started it off a base of what somebody else had done at another school, but very limited on what they had done, and they didn't have it user-friendly, but I used it just as a start from, basically my files had to start from there, but with what I have there at the end, when I left there in 1996, the 300,000 lines long, you couldn't tell that it was associated anything with what I had used as a guide of here's where you ought to go. We had lots of things in it. It did transcripts, grade reports, student evaluations, admissions, financial aid, etc. And at textbook sales, it actually interacted with the bookstore to sell the textbooks to the students. So it was an elaborate program. The state elected to go to Banner instead, which is what we're still using today after I had done all that. But it was used, and I think it may be actually still used occasionally to get old transcripts from there. Beyond that, I have taken some other classes, a couple of credit classes at Georgia Southwestern a few years ago, and then I've taken a number of continuing ed classes from different places. CompTIA has training that I am continuously in, train the trainer courses for instructors. I just finished a class on CASP Plus, which is a cybersecurity advanced, no, it's a CompTIA advanced security practitioner is what the exam is for. That's a certification they have. I will be taking it sometime within the next year because they will give me a voucher for it, which I haven't received yet, but I just completed it right around Christmas Day. I will be taking a Pen Plus course, Train the Trainer course from them, starting somewhere around January the 14th, I believe it is. So it starts immediately, and those meet 2 hours a night, 2 nights a week, and they're online and they're live. Although I can attend the recorded ones if I'm busy and not able to attend the live one that night. And they usually run for 6 weeks, so there's usually 12 sessions in them. I've taken a number of those over the last few years. In the summer, usually, now the pandemic has mixed it up a little bit, I normally go to Jacksonville, Florida for a week for training. I've taken AWS training there, server training, etc. And also go to Frisco, Texas, which is near Dallas, for training there too from the same organization that trains technical college, actually college computer instructors. And I've been doing that for several years. These last 2 years, obviously, it has been online. And then they do one at Christmas that's always online for a half a week, which I just did and finished that one. I'm also taking a class the state has me taking on the Apple Swift language, and I'm about halfway through that one. So I'm continuously learning. If you go to my website, you can see a list on there of all of the certifications I have had. And I have a number of them. The latest one that I've gotten is CYSA Plus, which is the CompTIA, their cyber security analyst certification. The one I just finished a training for is the advanced security practitioner. So it's a higher level one. And the pen test plus will be a higher level one, that CYSA. I am A plus, security plus, etc. And I will be taking security plus again, I believe on January 27th, if I remember right. So I've done those. Work-wise also, I do consulting out there for various businesses and nonprofits and individuals. I fix their computers. I have network places. I do web pages for different organizations. And you again look on my website and see the web pages I do for different places. And I've been doing that for around 30 years. And do that for places all in Georgia and South Carolina primarily. So that's a little about me. I'm also active in my community. I'm active in the Kiwanis. I'm governor-elect of the Kentucky-Tennessee District of Kiwanis. Kiwanis is a service organization that has clubs in different communities. Some of you may be aware of them, not realizing they're Kiwanis, but their high school club that they have is Key Club. And some of you may have been members of that and know about that from there. But Kiwanis is a large organization throughout the world. So I'm doing that also. I'm also involved in chambers of commerces in Catoosa and Walker counties. I'm also involved in my church running the video and sound system for it. I'm an ambassador for the Chamber of Commerces, which means I go to ribbon cuttings, etc. Now, on to this class. But that's where, and I have done stuff with databases. When I developed that whole student record system and when we moved to Banner, I was working extensively with databases on that. So I do have experience with database, which you're learning about. The syllabus, make sure you read over it. There is a syllabus agreement and test you have to complete this first week. Make sure you get those in by Friday. I have to turn into the school by the beginning of next week a list of any students that did not turn in work, which is that first assignment, which is that syllabus agreement and test. and that you tell me that you have read and understand the syllabus, and the test goes over and asks you the same stuff in a question in a test type format. That test does not count on your final grade. That's purely for determining if you have attended class, because in an online class, it's harder to tell. In an in-person class, if you don't show up for class, if you're not sitting in the class, then you get turned in as a no-show. So be sure you do that. Now, on the syllabus, a couple of things that are the things that are probably most important to a number of y'all, to most of you. First one is how your grade is determined is on there, what percentage is the test, what percentage are the assignments, what percentage is the final exam and such. So be sure and look at that. In Blackboard, on the grade book, I will have it showing your grade on a point basis, working like playing a game, which most of you are familiar with. That in playing a game, you get so many points and you keep getting points and you're trying to get to a certain level. The same thing goes in here. I've got it on a point basis, your first grade average that you see in the class, and that will grow as we go all semester. So here early in the semester, it's going to be a low number. When you get down to the end, it will be a high number. Hopefully all of y'all have 90s and above on it. When you get to a 90 on it, you know you have gotten you will get an A in the class. When you get to 80, you know that you've earned a B at that point, but if there's still stuff to do, you can get it on to the A. There's also a course guide on there that just tells you which weeks we should be going over which chapters. However, notice I use should in there. It is a guide, and Blackboard is going to be your actual deadlines and stuff. So most people don't pay any attention to the guide, but it is there. In Blackboard, there is a calendar, and it shows when we're covering everything through the class. So look at the Blackboard calendar. I don't put a separate list in there telling you here's the date for each assignment. It's your job to look through the Blackboard calendar, which generates itself me putting dates on the different items. Your book is also listed in there. It is the 9th edition of the book. I have used this book for a number of years. I like it. I actually took classes on database from this instructor back in the early 90s, that Philip Pratt taught a class on about how to use Access back when Access was brand new that I took from him. Now, Access is not an SQL, fully SQL course. I mean software. So we will be using SQL Server, which is available. I will have a link for you to where you can get it from Azure Dev Tools for Teaching for free. However, we won't use it until chapter 3, so we won't worry about it for a few weeks. And then you'll start using it. And then I'll show you exactly how to install it and what to use. In Blackboard, all of your assignments and tests are located in there, or it tells you which assignments you're to do. Your assignments are actually in your textbook, and I'll tell you which ones that you've been assigned in each chapter to do. In the first couple of chapters, you're going to just be typing out the answers for me and drawing some little charts for me. Beyond that, most of it will be printing screens of what you do in SQL Server, showing me your command and your results. Although you may still have some things to type in for me as answers also. The answers, well, the screen prints also, all go in Word documents to be submitted to me, and that you submit those in Blackboard. Your tests are also all located in Blackboard. And I believe I have practice tests for every chapter in there also, and for the final exam. Make sure you watch announcements in Blackboard. In announcements, I'll be posting things that may have changed, information that you may need to know, things about the school, sometimes even things about me or something. I told you I'm going to take a certification test January 25th. I will post it in announcements and tell you how I did. So If you've taken my classes before, I will tell you this. I have changed the layout a little bit so that where I said in assignments and test, it used to be it had two sections under it. One that was the list of assignments by chapter, and then there was a separate listing that was your test. I have put the test into each chapter where the assignment is, along with the PowerPoints. So I have changed it around a little bit based on comments by students, so that most of what you've got to do for the class is located right there each week on it. Now, in this class, I believe most of your assignments actually run for 2 weeks most of the time, but watch the calendar. All right, next thing is you do have to do an engagement activity in this class each week. That is a school policy based on accreditation policy. In this class, you've got two different ways to do it. I've got discussions out there every week, and the discussions will become available Monday morning. The initial post is due by Friday night. And then you'll be able to see the other people's post after you do your initial post. And then you have to reply to 2 people by Monday evening. And then that will get graded each week, and that is actually 10% of your grade, those discussions. However, there is another option. I will do almost every week a collaborate session, and collaborate's basically like Zoom, but it's Blackboard's product. It is inside Blackboard also in the class, and if you click on it, you'll see the various sessions available to you. However, I'm only going to post the next week's sessions, my normal routine on that. And then after we have that session, we'll do the next one. I will be posting in announcements this week a request for you to email me based on the times and days I list that I'll be available to do the live collaborate sessions, for you to tell me which ones will work for you and which ones won't work for you. And make sure you tell me which class you're in. And then the first weekend, the end of the first week, I will go through those and I will come up with a schedule to when I'll do the collaborate sessions, the live sessions. Now, you have to attend the live session to get out of doing the discussion for that week. Now, you can do collaborate one week, discussion the next week, and so on. You don't have to do one or the other all the time. I also realize that no matter what kind of schedule I come up with, that it's not going to work for everybody. So you got the discussion to do instead. Either one of them will get you credit. Now, you do have deadlines on the discussions, and if you don't, nothing is accepted after that Monday deadline of when the replies must be posted by. So you can't post in previous, well, you can post in there, but they won't count in previous week's discussions. The collaborate sessions, I will go over in there what we're currently working on, the current chapter that we're working on, and material, go over some things about the school, possibly talk about things happening in the computer world, out in the real world, etc. And there will be just like a real life class. The other part is you get to either type in a text box, a chat box there, questions and comments to me, which I will answer and reply to during the live session. Or you can use your microphone, if you have a microphone for your computer, to use on there and just ask me yourself. I will record those sessions also. So they can be listened to, recorded later. However, listening to the recording does not count as attending collaborate. You have to attend the live one and participate in it, which means you have to either say something or you have to put something in the chat box. Okay, email, anytime you email me, please always put the class name number on it. So in this case, always put CIST 1220. And I normally answer emails all day long on Monday through Thursday. Friday morning, I'm normally answering. Friday afternoon, I work late a lot of days. So Friday afternoon, I'm not often in, but evenings and weekends, I will try to normally answer emails also. although I don't guarantee answering them in the evening and on the weekend. School policy says I should answer your emails within 1 business day. I've taken online classes, so I know the importance of getting a prompt reply. School policy also says I have to answer within 3 business days. 3 business days is too long. So that means if you write me on Monday, I have till Thursday at the same time to answer you back. If you write me on Thursday, I don't have to answer you until that same time on Tuesday, and that's way too long. So I answer a whole lot quicker. You will have several holidays during the semester. They are marked on the calendar. Next Monday is Martin Luther King Day, and the school is closed that day. So things are normally due on Mondays in my classes, but next week they'll be due on Tuesday. However, your syllabus assignments are due this Friday. And then in March, there's a couple of days at the beginning of March, which is marked on the calendar, that students have off, but all the teachers have to go sit in meetings all day for the 2 days for college-wide meetings. And then the last week of the month is spring break, and the college will be open, but you have no class that week. There's nothing due that week, and odds are I will not be on campus that week. I'm needing to take annual leave. I've got too much out there. All right, that's a hello for you. I hope you all do well. It would suit me fine if you all do all of the work and earn an A in the class. I'll have no problem putting A's down for everybody that earns A's. And if it's everybody, I'll be happy with that. So I have high hopes for all of you in here. And I look forward to a good semester with you and look forward to being with you. And then for that, hopefully y'all will be doing well. Ask me questions anytime you have a problem. If you can't figure something out in the class and it takes you more than about 15 minutes to figure it on and you can't get anywhere, send me an email and ask me, or if it's during the day, you can call me. However, remember, I do have other things I'm doing at the college, and I take a lunch hour at some point. I have live collaborate sessions normally all at various times on Monday and Tuesday, but we'll see what schedule exactly comes in at. So you may or may not get an answer when you call, but I'll call you back as soon as I see it. So please ask questions. Please keep this. Let's have a good semester. Thanks.